Good morning. Angie and I get to share just a few things that are going to occur this school year, but before I get started, I just want to provide a few shout outs to some people. Every summer we have a large number of people who do amazing things to get us to this day, but this year's been unique. First, our technology department, every year there's device replacements, there's system upgrades, but there was a significant amount of infrastructure that needed to be moved this summer due to construction at this building. On top of that, we opened a new stadium locker room, added cameras at the elementary school. That team did an amazing job. Jeff Collett and your crew, thank you so much for getting us ready. Secondly, every summer we hire staff, but if you don't know, the market for school employees has become increasingly competitive. And Leanna Wilcox, Jeff Maddox, and their teams went out to that market very aggressively and found us the best and brightest for this school year. So thank you to the HR folks as well. And finally, if you didn't notice, we're doing a little bit of work outside when you came in on 161. Buildings, grounds, maintenance, every year we have projects that we want you to accomplish. And on top of that, you have to clean and prepare the buildings. But it's really hard to wax a floor and clean a school when you have construction crews coming in and out. Rusty and his crew dealt with one of the wettest Julys on record. The grass never stopped growing. And then all of the fencing projects and things that you see throughout the district, playgrounds at the elementary school. I just want to say thank you to Rusty, Tim, Jeff, Kenny. Thank you so much. So let's talk facilities. Start with just a brief review. Prior to 2017, we had our buildings assessed, and we learned that many of them were nearing a critical stage. We got together a community task force that helped us develop this target. And you notice they added things other than just aging facilities. With the support of our Board of Education and our community through the passage of a bond issue, we were able to transform our middle schools, use a feeder pattern committee that moved and balanced those high schools, and as well as moving our sixth graders from the elementary school to those buildings to create capacity for students. The community set the target, and we were able to hit the target. In 21, we got a second task force together, and they established this target. And I want you to pay special attention to the words in orange, because some of those were familiar to us, but this task force said, hey, there's some budget constraints that you need to be aware of. There were some debt limitations that we had to consider. But more than anything, they wanted phase 2 to have great impact. And therefore, we kind of zeroed in on our 2 comprehensive high schools. And as I mentioned, you've seen that work has begun, and it's going to be a long journey. It's a 3-year project. But by 2026, we hope to have these projects done and hit this target as well. As I mentioned, you've seen some of the work out front here at Thomas Worthington. Kilbourne also has work that is occurring behind the school, and then in the spring, those science labs will begin to be remodeled and they'll move throughout the building. So work is coming at both facilities, and we're working to hit that target. Finally, phase 3, elementary. Where are our patient elementary school staff? They out here? Very good. Where are those impatient elementary school staff? I know you're out there. We've heard from you, and you've waited a long time. But in 2024, we're going to get that task force back together, and we're going to have to answer some really tough questions. Not only will we deal with aging facilities, but we have to ask ourselves, how will neighborhood elementaries be impacted? What is the appropriate size of an elementary school in Worthington moving forward? What is our tolerance for feeder pattern change? And then what are we going to do with students when we start to rebuild these elementary schools? So that task force will kick off in 2024. We're going to begin that work. We're going to follow the same process where we set a target, we ask for support from our community, and we hit the target. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to Angie, and she'll fill you in on some other things that are occurring in the district.
Good morning. Randy just shared with you some of the improvements that we are making in Worthington schools with our facilities. We're going to call those the external improvements. This morning, I want to share with you just a couple of the internal improvements that we'll be making in Worthington schools. First and foremost, it's evident that our school community is committed to the success of our students and our staff. This year, we get to welcome 150 new teachers and staff to Worthington schools. 21 of those 150 new staff and teachers 21 of those 150 are new, additional staff that we've hired in Worthington schools to support you and the work that you get to do with our students. These new staff include the following: 7 special education teachers, 8 special education, yay! 8 special education paraprofessionals. When we rehearsed, I didn't know I was going to get cheers. This is great. 1 school psychologist, 1 ELL teacher, 1 reading teacher, 1 school counselor, 1 board certified behavior analyst, and 1 special education specialist. We're super excited about these 21 new staff members, but we also know that staffing is really difficult. It's difficult because no matter how many positions we add, it never feels like it's enough. I get that, you get that. But we're super excited to welcome these staff members. The second thing I want to share with you this morning is the work that we will do as we engage in our Portrait of a Learner process. The Portrait of a Learner process will be locally developed and globally positioned to really frame our mission and vision in Worthington schools. We've already sent out about 400 invitations. These invitations went to a group of people with diverse backgrounds because it's really important to us to make sure that we understand from all constituents in Worthington what we expect of our students in this ever-changing and rapidly changing world. First and foremost, communities of faith were invited, business community leaders, higher education, social service agencies, policymakers, students, educators, families, school leaders, district leaders, and of course our Board of Education. We will meet at Worthington Kilbourne High School this fall, 4 different meetings this fall, and we'll really be focused on these 3 questions. What are the hopes, dreams, and aspirations that our community has for young people today? What are the skills and mindsets that our children need for success in this rapidly changing and complex world? And what are the implications of the design of the learning experiences and equitable access to those experiences that we provide in our school system? You see, Randy talked with you about the great work that's happening in our facilities. It's a great time for us to press pause and say, are we doing the right work internally to support our students in this ever-changing world? If you're interested in being a part of this design team, 400 applications went out. We have about 140, 150 who have confirmed their attendance. But if you're interested in being a part of it, please don't hesitate to reach out. We're keeping our school district and our parent community updated on our school website. We have a video there and some other information throughout those meetings. So again, please don't hesitate to reach out if you have any questions. Once again, thank you so much for being you. Thanks for always taking care of each other. Thanks for the work that you do with our students. We are better together, both externally and internally. Have a great school year. Thank you.